Hello all, and welcome to the pre-match predictor for week 4 of the 2025-26 Premier League season. Last game week, I went 4 for 10 with my predictions, which means I regressed from the previous week. Hopefully I'll be able to return to 50% or better for this week. First matchup is Arsenal versus Forest. I think that Arsenal will beat Forest 2-1. Forest sacking Nuno this early in the season and replacing him with Big Ange, I think, will cause a bit of a struggle for Forest, especially against an Arsenal side that narrowly lost to Liverpool 1-0 on a free kick. Next is Bournemouth versus Brighton, and I think that this game will end in a 1-1 draw. They are both coming off big wins against Spurs and City respectively, and I think they will both continue their forms into this week. Next is Palace versus Sunderland, and I think that Palace will win 2-1. Palace looked good offensively against Villa, and I think that they will continue their attacking form into this week and be able to beat Sunderland, who are coming off a 2-1 win against Brentford, which Brentford are a weakened team, so I think that Palace will be able to do it. Next is Everton versus Villa, and I think that Everton will win 2-1 against Villa. Grealish has been in form for Everton so far this season, and Villa have been struggling. Everton will be able to expose Villa's defensive struggles and be able to pull off a win. Even with their shaky defense, they'll probably give up one goal at most, but they'll be able to score at least two to be able to win. Next is Fulham versus Leeds, and I think that Fulham will beat Leeds 2-0. Fulham will be able to get their first win of the season this week, and they are playing a side that is favorite for relegation. And Fulham have been playing against stronger opponents so far this season, but with a weakened opponent, I think they'll be able to do it. Next is Newcastle versus Wolves, and I think that Newcastle will beat Wolves 2-0. Newcastle are not effective in their games versus Leeds, but I think they'll be able to bounce back this week, especially if their new signings of Wissa and Voltamad play majority of the game. Next is West Ham versus Spurs, and I think that Spurs will beat West Ham 1-0. Both teams were involved in games last week, which went very differently than I had thought, more so on the part of West Ham. I think that Spurs will bounce back from their loss and be able to expose West Ham's defense and be able to pull off the win. Next is Brentford versus Chelsea, and I think that Chelsea will beat Brentford 2-1. Chelsea played alright versus Fulham, while Brentford lost to a last-minute goal against Sunderland, but I think that Chelsea will be able to edge out the win in this game. Next is Burnley versus Liverpool, and I think that Liverpool will beat Brighton 3-1. Burnley 3-1. Burnley are a relegation favorite, playing against the league leaders, and I don't think they have much of a chance against Liverpool. This will have an even stronger case of Liverpool winning if Isak plays majority of the game, which will be adding to Liverpool's attacking firepower. Finally is Man City versus Man United for the Manchester Derby. I think that this game will end in a 1-1 draw. United has been a struggling team this season, but City have also been having their struggles. I think that United will show up just enough to take a point from this match, especially if they're playing their new goalkeeper, Layman's, who will hopefully be less error prone for United's sake. I do place a bet on my predictions, and if all the predictions win, I will give one random subscriber or follower on one of the different platforms 10% of my winnings. Thank you for watching.